Let's go. Happy Friday, man. Happy Friday. Look, shout out to the machinist. Radix has been pumping. It just keeps beating all-time highs, which is crazy. Shout out to the machinist, but I got the not gonna make it shirt. Thank you, Ken, so much for this. I really wanted one. I love this one. I love the art. Everybody asked me about it. If you don't have one, check it out. We also have some JPEG Empire merch. I can't remember the exact link. It is
jpegempire.shop. It's in the description of the video.
Yes. So make sure that you get some merch there as well. That's some awesome merch. Shout out to Jaleesa. Shout out to Fozzie. Yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Fozzie, he was first, right? He was first in the comments. We got Jaleesa, quick second. Hiya, Jaleesa. But technically, we were here first. So, you know, it is what it is. No, but what's up? What are you up to?
Oh, nothing. Just freaking same crap, different day. I think I'm just gonna. Huh?
Do any trick or treating?
No, I didn't do any trick or treating. What am I gonna trick or treat?
Dude, somebody asked me that yesterday, and I just thought it was so funny. I was like, shit, I've not been trick or treating in like 15 years. I don't even think I've gone to like a Christmas party in like 10 years at least. And that used to be my jam. I'll tell you what, there's nothing like a Halloween party when you're in college, right? And then it's the only excuse that everybody needs to wear as little clothing as possible.
The last time I was at a Halloween party, I ended up with a son.
I mean, it was a good party, though. It was a good party.
It turned out to be a pretty good party. I'm just saying. The hostess's sister, you know, and I ended up with and I ended up with a son. And that was, so what, he's 20, 21? So 20, 21 years ago?
Dang, that's pretty wild.
Effect?
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. That's an awesome story, though. Anything anything new? Anything caught your attention in the news you've been paying attention to? Anything exciting going on?
Exciting? I don't know if I'd call anything exciting. I have a couple things that I bookmarked on X. Well, Omen is leaving Cardano. So, you know, I mean, I'm going to be bridging my Omen. It's two. So you burn 2 Omen and you get 1 ordinal, and it's free. Apparently everything's free. And while they didn't say that, so it says the ones that decide to remain on Cardano still hold their current reward system and female Omen DAO privileges. So they say that the people on Cardano are still going to receive benefits, but it seems like the entire ecosystem is moving to Bitcoin. So that's what it seems like to me.
What's up, Crypto King?
Daniel?
I could see that, but I don't know, man. I don't know that, man. Like, I could see that. I see them moving a lot of their stuff over there, and I see that happening. I just feel like with some like early on conversations and now hearing about Bitcoin OS,
Right.
that they might have a play there, right? So that might be part of the direction that they're going. And I feel like they already like knew about it. I know that, well, I'm going to say I know some things that, you know, I'm not free to share. And I feel like they probably had some good premonition about Bitcoin OS and what that actually means for the Cardano Bitcoin ecosystem. And that's where I think that this stuff, it might look a certain way, but I think that there's I think that there's a bigger play here. Right?
I still fail to see how Bitcoin OS is going to pump Cardano's price.
Degens will degen. Shout out to Waldo, right? Shout out to Waldo. We found him. And when we found him, right, he was at the top of the chart. But by the time anybody bought any, the chart dumped pretty hard. So
Yeah.
Charles was getting a whole lot of flack about that. And his response, Degens will degen, as well as his 30-minute video complaining about people calling him a rugger.
Right.
You know, sounds a little soft. That's all I have to say about that. It sounds a little soft. But do you know what project is a good project that already got pumped and dumped and CTO'd and has been pumping?
Sweet. JPEG Empire? Nike?
Nike.
I don't know.
Nike. I was going to say Nike. The pig. He's a good pig. I saw Daniel out there, so I knew that the pig shout out was an important one. And look, Daniel, Chef Reckless, if you guys are out there watching right now, all we need is for them to make something cool and to give us a good reason, and then we'll figure something out. But yeah, it's the whole thing. What else we got going on? So Omen is leaving. Bitcoin OS, maybe not a big deal. I honestly want to get Aaron on, like Tech Talk, to talk about Bitcoin OS. And what was the Inca? Is the other one?
ICA.
ICA?
IKA.
Yeah.
IKA is something I'm really interested in. It's about...
We're pretty into the... Excited about SUI in general.
Yeah. And it allows every chain to be on SUI. So
with native tokens.
Natively. Yeah, natively be on SUI. I don't know how it works. I don't know tech. I don't know that, but I read through it. I read through a little bit of the website and everything like that, but I would definitely like Aaron's opinion. Get his, I dropped it in the team chat and he was like, whoa. So like it piqued his interest. I'm sure he looked into it. So definitely like to see what's up with that.
100%. And let's see what else. Well, let's go into Market Watch. I know we're going to have a shorter episode today and for a little while. I just think it's good for both of us to have some life balance every once in a while. And I didn't realize that Bitcoin fell below 70K until I saw the Watch Your Guru post, and that candle looks pretty. That hurt me.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It looks like it wants to form some kind of W, but I think the whole market is going to go sideways or down until the election. We might get a pump this weekend, and then it'll come back down. Might get another pump, come back down until the election. I think the market is going to be erratic at best because it was pumping this morning. I woke up and it was pumping. You know what I mean? PopCat was pumping. Everything was pumping, and then like 2 hours later, it just kind of, everything started tanking. Now everything's in the red. Market's down 2.5%. So haven't really been doing any trading. But yeah, before we do that though, we only got 11 people in here tonight. I understand it's Friday. If I had a life, I wouldn't be here either, but
well, I have a wife and I'm still here. So,
right. But do us a favor, like, subscribe, share it with a friend. If you're on YouTube, hit that notification bell, subscribe. If you're on Twitter, tag some degens, give it a retweet. Check out tokenempire.xyz, our Cardano portfolio manager. You can check that out. The bot, the bot is now live. There is a link in the description. It is token gated. You have to hold the boss. So you will have to input your wallet, for the boss. This weekend, I'm going to make a video on how to set that up using Kraken. We do have a short video in our Discord where we went over it. You know what I mean? Showing the, like, a real quick went over it, but I'm going to actually set everything up recorded so you guys can see how I set it up. Don't forget to check out the merch down there also by our awesome community member, Jaleesa. I believe it's jpegempire.shop. That link is in the description. And if you're looking for TradingView or a Plow ID, or you want to join MEXC to get the lowest trading fees there are, all those links are in the description below. So with that being said, we can head to market update.
Woo!
All right. Let's give her a quick refresh. All right, so we're down 1.9%, coming in at $2.443 trillion with 123 billion in volume, 56.3% for Bitcoin, 12.4 for ETH, and 3.229 Gwei to send an ETH transaction. We got Bitcoin coming in at 69,624, down almost 1%. We got Ethereum coming in at 2515, down 0.5%. BNB at 573, down 0.7. Solana at 167, down 1.2. XRP at 5152, up 0.7. We got Dogecoin at 1613, still getting a little cool off at down 1.3. We got Tron at 1673, up 0.7. And look at that, Cardano is the only thing really pumping at 3604, up 5.5%. So that is good news right there. Let's see here. Biggest gainers on the day are going to be Radium at 11.6. And look at that. How often do you see Cardano in the biggest gainers? I don't know if we've ever seen it on this stream. But it's up 5.5. Mantra's up 3.4. Thorchain's up 2.4. Litecoin up 2.4. Cat in the Dog's World up 2.3. And that's really it. Not too many pumpers today. Let's look at the biggest losers. Immutable X down 6.7. I heard something. I was watching Ben's show earlier. I think they got hit with a Wells notice. I think IMX Immutable got hit with a Wells notice.
They did. I heard that.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what for or what it is, but they definitely got hit with one.
I think I saw an article on that.
All right. So Dogwoof Hat down 6.5, Optimism down 5.5, Celestia down 4.9, Bonk down 4.6, BitTensor down 4.1, FET or ASI down 4.1, Popcat down 4%, Arweave down 3.6, and the list keeps going. So let's look at the market. There's not really much going on. I mean, we go to the daily. Daily's having a nice pullback. We've been trending down the past 3 days. I mean, you can tell money momentum's going down, VWAP's going down, and the money flow is flat. Not going down though. It's not going down, but it's just kind of flat. What's that right there on the RSI though? Let's see something real quick. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought we had some kind of div on the RSI, but not really. So basically just going sideways. Like I said a few minutes ago, in my opinion, we're probably just going to go sideways or slightly down until the election, and then maybe take off from there depending on what happens. You know, investors like certainty. Looking at the 2 hour. So we come in on the 2 hour. Roll out. We could be getting this double bottom right here on the 2 hour though. So, and we do have a slight bullish div On the momentum, you can see we got lower price action and higher momentum right here. So we do have a little bit of a bullish div on the momentum. I believe even on the RSI, same thing. Nice bullish div on the RSI. We could see this start to come back up and work its way back up here to about 71.5 over the weekend. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, before we get into like a little bit of a dump come Monday. So that's not looking too bad. Got Psy in this falling channel right here that I've been watching. It's fell through the golden pocket right here and is, attempting to come down to the 786. We are getting a little bit. Whoa. Didn't want that to happen. We are getting a little bit of a bullish div also on Psy on the 2 hour. As you can see, higher low, lower low, lower momentum, higher momentum. So you can see that on right here on the RSI too. So it could be getting ready to break out of this channel. I do have an alarm set on this channel, kind of waiting for it to break above this upper trend line. In your measured move, say it breaks out tonight. Measure move back up to about 44 cents, 44.53. So that would be nice. I mean, that takes us, if you follow the same angle, that takes us to Sunday. So it would take until Sunday to get there. SWE. Well, I was in a long on SWE. Apparently I got stopped out because it's at 198. I had a real tight stop loss. Same thing with SWE. I'm looking at this parallel channel or this channel right here. And once we break, that measured move is this distance right here. Brings us up to about 240. So, and it did break earlier. My alarm went off. I set the trade. Right in here somewhere when it broke and set it a real tight stop loss at like 199. So it obviously wicked me out because I seen it just went to 198. So that's what I'm looking at for SWE. You got the momentum rolling back to the upside. You got money flow going to the upside. You got VWAP going to the upside. I think it's just a matter of time before it breaks out of this. It's kind of ugly. I don't know if I'd call that a cup and handle just because of the jagged way it comes down. But either way, even if you don't play it like that, take your pull right there from the bottom to the top, place it on the breakout. That should be your measured move to the upside. So we've hit the top of this channel 1, 2, a lot of action right there, and we broke through, came back. We're playing a lot of action right now. We could see a breakout here in the next couple hours. Have your alarm set if you plan on staying up. There you go. Aptos is kind of following the same type of pattern. Look, look at this right here. What is that? So that's 7 a.m. my time. That's 7 a.m. Pacific. And that's a big red candle, right? Look at SWE. Boom. Same thing. Look at Psy. Boom. Same thing. Look at Bitcoin. Boom. Same thing. All of them land at 7 o'clock. So something happened this morning at 7 o'clock. It looked like we were going to be climbing. We got that big green candle in the prior hour. And then everything just started dumping. I know, unless that's when jobs report came out, the job report came out, because it came out today. We only added 12,000 jobs. So it was like 100,000. I got a bookmark. It's like 100,000 or 120,000 expected. And we actually only added, and it actually only added freaking 12,000 because for some odd reason we added 40,000 government jobs, but the private sector lost 28,000. So that's only a net positive of 12,000 when they were expecting 120. So does that mean you were playing poker this whole time, John?
No, I
While we're
lost.
on the screen?
I lost, and he came to say that. I lost a while ago. He was at a table, and he came to say that. And he's Jeff Duke, so he has this good luck. He started out the game, I think, by taking 4 people's stack of chips at the beginning of the game.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So here's PopCat on the 2 hour. We're still in this upward moving channel right here. And we talked about this the other day. I was saying if we lose this dotted line, this center mark, we're going to dump. Well, we dumped. And then we got back above it. But then once again, today at 7 o'clock, everything dumped. And now we're following this trend line to the bottom. Hopefully we can get a bounce at the bottom of this channel. And then we'll start working our way back to the top. It does look, so momentum is still going down. Money flow to the downside, VWAP to the downside, momentum to the downside. So definitely bearish. We do got a nice bullish div on the RSI and on the momentum though. As you guys can see, we got a lower low. And down here we have higher lows. Boom, boom. So there is a nice bullish div getting ready to play out if we can just get some liquidity into the market. You know, whiff. I didn't really have anything on whiff, but it's kind of the same thing. Look at all of these. They all have some nice bullish divs. You know, whiff actually has a nice big double green dot, but it's still got money flow coming to the downside. And it's got the VWAP starting to go back to the upside. But everything is showing a bullish div. So, you know, maybe we pump through the weekend and then that's about it. You know, we cool off Monday, Tuesday. You know, when we went through this before, we back tested Bitcoin and there was always that little dump right before the election. And then the election happens. And then within a couple of days, boom, we start and we take off. So
and it was always
definitely could happen. Huh?
It was always a very quick dump. So like I was kind of surprised at the beginning of the show. Or maybe before the show, where you were saying that you think that it might keep going down until we get to Tuesday. Just
or
like
sideways. Down, sideways. Yeah. I don't put, I guess I should say this. I don't see any major, I don't see us breaking all time high between now and Tuesday. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Until we have the certainty of an outcome.
Right. I mean, we might recover a little bit just because everything, like I said, everything is showing a bullish div. You know, even on Bitcoin, you know, like I said, lower low, higher low, higher low. Caspa actually held today. I noticed that. Caspa was actually positive this morning or today at the end of the day. You see that right there? You can barely see it. You know, but that was the last candle. Let's go to the daily. Oops, daily. See? Actually had a nice candle today. But other than that, that's about it. It's just kind of boring. You know, set your alarms. You know, find your entry point, find your exit point, set your alarms, wait for it to break, and then react. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. I don't really have much more to go into. Like I said, I haven't been trading, bro. My mind has not been on it. Anytime
right, so
go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'll go through these bookmarks that I have real quick. A few of them. Some of them are kind of funny. So, but these are kind of like the quick hits that I came across. So Rick McCracken, right, Sig Pool operator, he said, this meme should clear things up. It says, I don't want to move my Bitcoin to Cardano. You don't have to. The Bitcoin stays on Bitcoin while Cardano executes. And then it says Cardano uses a UTXO-based transaction model just like Bitcoin. This creates a heightened compatibility between the two chains. including the ability to write smart contracts that execute right on Bitcoin mainnet without the need to use bridging at all. So this was kind of interesting because this was a comment on the Bitcoin OS thing. I think this meme is really like a good, like it's a good way to keep a lot of those ideas together. But then, this whole explanation kind of takes away from it, but like, it's cool.
Why don't you close your messages?
Oh, yeah, I do have some messages. All right. And then there was this.
Centralized. I think the ability to, for instance, do a stable coin on Cardano, which is backed by Bitcoin, without you wrapping it or without you having it as a derivative or without going through a centralized entity where some people has to release something, is actually these trustless bridges, which is going to revolutionize the next generation of finance. I just hope that it is actually possible to do these smart contracts on the Bitcoin protocol using the native scripts there and then merge that with Cardano. If we're able to do that, I think this is a really solid, basically competition to CBDCs around the world, because the world certainly needs a non-biased reserve currency, which goes above and beyond the political landscape. I think the ability to, for instance...
So, oh, dang it. Okay, I'm losing it. But so I really liked that. I thought that was a really interesting point that he made there, because what he's saying is basically like, if you could have a Bitcoin-backed stablecoin, then you could essentially be that, like that intermediary between all decentralized finance, right? You would be like the go-to stablecoin for decentralized finance. You would still have CBDC, you'd still have these other things, but you could almost like guarantee certain things will have value tied to Bitcoin no matter what, in the decentralized finance world. So I think that's pretty an interesting idea. I think it's pretty cool. And then Russian court fines Google 20 decillion, an amount greater than all the wealth on Earth. And, that's funny because a lot of countries have been suing Google here lately. Russia's just reaching pretty far there, I think. I think that might be slightly a reach there, that they're trying to probably settle for, like just 1 decillion instead of, 20. They're hoping that they'll scare, Google into that. And then Florida's chief financial officer, or their CFO, says that the state holds over 800 million in crypto-related investments, and I think that's pretty bullish on Florida. I think that means that they're supporting a lot of the innovation that's going on here, and I think that's pretty bullish as far as growth and what's going on.
DC, right? But you've got this federation, and you need to.
So here is another.
What does Bitcoin OS have to offer to make sure that people feel secure using its platform or using its code?
I'm so glad you're asking this question, because this is really sort of the crux of the matter. Bridges are insecure. I personally will not use this. You're taking your asset, you're putting them into some kind of account which is controlled by one company like WBTC, or a whole bunch like, I don't know, RNBTC or TBTC, right? But you've got this federation and you need to trust them. You no longer actually hold that. But what is different with what we're doing is we don't have an assumption of an honest majority. We have a cryptographic assumption. If the cryptography is correct, then the system will work. In other words, you're not actually trusting people at all. You're trusting the cryptography itself, which is the same thing that you're trusting when you're using Cardano, and it's the same thing that you're trusting when you're using Bitcoin. I think the most proper way to say this is we're not bridging Bitcoin at all. We're extending Bitcoin into other environments, and we're doing it cryptographically. We're melting the borders between blockchains and creating, and this is why I say it's a new era, not just for Bitcoin, but for crypto as a whole. We're merging around Bitcoin the entire crypto space into a single internet of value.
So again, a lot of these people that are really bullish on the Bitcoin OS narrative, and I think it's an interesting narrative that definitely needs to be paid attention to. It would be massive if the ultimate layer 2 on Bitcoin became Cardano, essentially, which is crazy. But this actually comments on that. So Fred Krueger of Bitcoin MEXC, he was saying, I'm curious, what do you guys think about Cardano's plan to become a layer 2 for Bitcoin? And then he wanted them to say no thanks, of course, but great, welcome Cardano was 61%. And the this comment here I think is really great, but it says Cardano remains a layer 1 blockchain and is not becoming a layer 2. Instead, Cardano enhances Bitcoin's ecosystem by offering layer 2 functionalities, DeFi, dApps, and privacy features through interoperability. This is facilitated by Cardano's use of the UTXO model, right? So I thought this was interesting. And then this was just kind of funny. When not every Bitcoiner is the Puritan you think they are. And so just obviously in the poll, it was not the outcome that he wanted. I wanted to give a shout out to Anvil. I think that this is a really awesome product that they've created, but they're happy to announce the beta release of our metadata validation platform, MetaDraft. So the goal of the tool is basically to make it simple and efficient for projects to use, create, and edit their metadata that is compliant with the Cardano standard. And I think this is really awesome because one of the higher costs in minting, as well as like sometimes managing a project, is when you have to change the metadata. So if they've created a product that allows projects to go in there and change everything themselves without needing a dev, without needing to know code, I think that this is a really powerful tool that will onboard more people to Cardano because they will have more flexibility and ability to develop things that are complex and interesting. This is kind of like a dev tool, but for the layman. And then, of course, this is more Bitcoin OS. We're not bridging Bitcoin, we're extending Bitcoin. Doesn't mean it's going to come out soon. I think that's pretty massive, though. And here was another Bitcoin OS. They're talking about that. But this was actually one that I thought was awesome. Let's make this guy big here. Slowly but surely, the picture is becoming clear. After we sued FDIC government, finally started giving us information related to our Freedom of Information Act requests about the pause letters it sent to financial institutions as part of Operation Choke Point 2.0. In short, the contents are a shameful example of the government agency trying to cut off financial access to law-abiding American companies. So far, we've uncovered more than 20 examples of the FDIC telling banks to pause or refrain from providing or not proceed with offering crypto banking services. The public deserves transparency, not an agency that is working behind a bureaucratic curtain. We don't have the full letters yet, but what we've seen so far speaks volumes. Take a look for yourself. In the meantime, we'll keep pushing to get clarity from our regulators through a Freedom of Information Act requests and any other means necessary. And I think this is huge. This shows the progress that the Coinbase team has made going against the governing entities that keep suing crypto companies by claiming that they have unregistered securities without identifying what that actually means and which projects actually are securities. And every time they try to fight it in court, they lose. So I think that that's pretty massive. Besides that, I definitely had a few others. You know, shout out to Mother. The instructions are simple. Mother will provide. Eat the dip, right? I just think that Iggy Azalea is doing an amazing job at marketing Solana, also just marketing her project. And she's the first celebrity that I feel like started a project, Celebrity Coin, and has stayed here. And I've said multiple times, I think it's funny. She's tapped into the culture. I think she's done a good job. And this is just another example that cracked me up. And then we have Lena from Clay Nation. Ask me how I am. And the joke is that was what was on Charles' sign when he was Waldo right before the pump and dump. And, you know, that's basically what I got from the Twitterverse. Those things caught my attention. They made me laugh. And I really liked all of the Bitcoin OS explanations. I think it's interesting. And that's actually something that I had thought about beforehand about SIP 68. right? And about these complex dynamic NFTs. If you can change the metadata and you can add different information, in theory, you should be able to add the information that is needed for other chains to read that, right? Like stacked on top of each other. And so I feel like Bitcoin OS is going to be one of the first implementations of that ability that hopefully will be able to go to other chains and then be interoperable cross chain as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, cross chain is definitely the future. I mean, it has to be. You have to be able to, for mainstream adoption, you have to have it to where everything just works seamlessly. You know what I mean? When you log on, you start playing a game, it'll be on AVAX. When you go play go into the DeFi system, it'll be on SWI, or you know what I mean? And it just happens, and you don't know what's happening. You know what I mean? So,
what was that project that you just said got the Wells notice against him? You were surprised about? It's Immutable.
Immutable, yeah.
Found an article and it wouldn't let me read it, so I'm finding another article.
Try Decrypt.
This one that I got
so
is Yahoo. Yahoo.
So this is a couple things that I have. So this is from Nemo. In case you missed it, you will have a chance to burn swap your Cardano Omen for Ordinals Open 2-to-1 for free. The ones that decide to remain on Cardano still hold their current reward system and female Omen DAO privileges. The transition is a final decision. As of today, I will focus to even relocate our DAO treasury fully to Bitcoin. Omni is also in the works to become a rune, and the Ordinals Omen will soon become stakeable for Omni as a rune. Nemo, stupid F. So, yeah. I mean, take that, read that how you want to about the state of it. So DAO interface launch led by our female. So, and then you can look into it further. You know, thank you for your patience, trust. We deliver Omen. Our goal, reward holders, build commitment and deepen our shared journey. We're proud to announce that Omen on the Cardano has returned to full mint value, has returned the full mint value to holders through royalties and Omni rewards. Big news, we're launching 2-to-1 burn swap, voluntary swap bridges assets to Bitcoin while boosting the utility of Cardano assets by reducing total supply. This isn't goodbye to Cardano, but a move to strengthen long-term value. So it's boosting utility on Cardano because it's reducing the supply. Does that mean that there'll be more rewards since there's less Omen on Cardano?
Yes.
But how?
Because the weight, you have to have your Omen staked, and then that gets divided amongst those who staked earliest or those that are there for the longest term, right? They get like a larger portion. So I mean, like if there's
it's a paper hand tax.
Yes,
it's a paper hand tax. Okay, so if there's less selling, so there's less paper hand tax.
But the price of the ones that exist are higher, so there's still people that can be selling and buying throughout for a higher price, larger tax.
If the price goes up.
If the price goes up, perhaps.
If the price goes up. I think
it's inevitable, and I think people are going to start picking those up, you know, because 200 ADA is significantly less than $109, right now.
Yeah, they start picking them up and then bridging them.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then whatever's left is left.
Yeah. So he says, here's what's coming. So I just don't know how it's going to strengthen Cardano's long-term value, but not when you're moving the whole ecosystem to, I mean, just say what it is. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm a cynic. Omen stores, expansion, fresh additions, sourced directly to our community. Think signs, merch, coffee, statues. DAO interface launch led by our female Cardano Omens, governed by Omni, and generating liquidity for the treasury, benefiting all multi-chain DAO participants. To push forward our multi-chain DAO ambitions, we've submitted a catalyst proposal. Links coming soon. With Pneumonium and Omen trademarks now secured, we are stronger than ever, united by a vision built with our amazing community. Total ADA redistributed to Omen Cardano holders, 560,000. Total Omni redistributed to Omen Cardano holders, 2.1 million. As we enter the new phase, we remain committed to our vision of self-sustaining community governed ecosystem. Thank you for being a part, one day at a time. So there's that on Omens. And then here's about the jobs report. So in October, the U.S. economy added a net total of 12,000 jobs. This figure comprises a 40,000 increase in government employment and a 28,000 decrease in private sector jobs. Democrats are adding fake jobs to make the economy seem stronger, says Borovic. And then here's the 21 shares, files XRP. So Bitcoin ETFs just hit 1 million or 5% of the supply, with BlackRock owning 429,000, Grayscale 254,000, Fidelity 188, 21 shares 50,000, Bitwise 42,000, VanEck 13,000, Valkyrie 9,000, Invesco 8,000, Franklin Templeton 7,000, and Wisdom Tree 3,000. And then this is just what John was talking about the CFO of Florida and Bitcoin and everything like that. But that's really about it. I mean, I don't have very much. It's Friday night.
So, real quick, I looked into the Mutable X thing. I read the article pretty quickly. Basically, what happened there is their Wells notice is on. They're specifically attacking them for their token sales in 2021.
Yeah.
Now, so here's what it is. They basically said, "Na boo boo." Like, okay, whatever you say, SEC, we'll fight it. And then so that's just is what
They'll pay
it is.
a fine. They won't
They'll
fight it. They'll pay it. They'll pay a fine. They don't have Ripple money.
They don't have Ripple money. But I think that because of the Ripple case, they're going to have enough information they can probably get from Coinbase's law team that will help them.
Ripple got found guilty.
Yeah. For their first sales. Yeah.
Right. And that's what they're suing. And that's what the Wells notice is on Immutable.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm saying that they'll probably get some information that will help them bring that down. So it's not going to be like, you know what I mean? Whatever it is that they're asking for, they're not going to pay that.
Right.
They'll
settle for something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all we got, man. That's all we got. Happy Friday. Merry Christmas. Happy Halloween. All that. Thanksgiving is next, I guess.
Thanksgiving is next.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Well, Christmas music starts today. So if you're excited about Christmas music in all of the department stores in the U.S., it starts today. So it's bullish.
It is bullish. I like Christmas music.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get out of here. I need to go take a pain pill.
All right. You have a good one. We'll see y'all on Monday. Everybody have a good weekend. We love you all. We appreciate you all. Yes, shorter episodes for the short term, and then we'll be back in the swing of things eventually.
Yeah.
Love to all of you. Peace.